Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I wanted to talk about something that's kind of very important. But before we get into basketball, actually, I wanted to talk about what do you guys think about what's going on in the stock market right now, right? It's going frenzy, right? The whole Reddit and GameStop and all the stonks and the Wall Street. What do you guys think is going on? I know it's not related to sports or anything, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. This is very interesting. Me personally, I'm with the Redditors, of course, because I have some, I'm holding some of those stocks that they're talking about. But let me know in the comments below, and then also make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let's get this video on the algorithm, and let's see what's going on with that. But aside from that, let's get into this video. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about something that's very interesting to me that no media outlet, no sport media outlet is picking up on, right? So last year, we saw the Miami Heat go to the NBA Finals and shock everybody, right? We weren't expecting them to be as good as they were last year, right? They just kind of came out of nowhere. They had that grit, that talent with them, and we were expecting a Boston and Milwaukee to make it to the finals, but they came out of nowhere and took everybody else's spot in the East and made it to the finals, right? And that was all good and dandy and all, but what's startling to me is in route to the NBA Finals appearance, the Heat looked really promising. They looked really nice, and even when they lost to a LeBron-led Lakers team, they still looked really good. They looked really good. But they lost the championship, right? But it wasn't a complete loss, if you know what I'm talking about. Because even though they lost, they looked as if they came out of that finals with like starry eyes because their future looked so bright. Their future looked as bright as hell. That was how bright their future looked. It looked bright. But they had just acquired Jimmy Butler, who had proven himself to be a leader. He led these guys to the NBA Finals, right? Everybody was knocking him because of his personality. He was too in your face, right? But he seemed to fit in the culture of the Miami Heat, where he rallied them and they rallied around his grit, his dog kind of nature, right? So it seemed as if Jimmy Butler had found his spot, right? The Miami Heat looked as if they found their young star in Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, those guys, and everything was just clicking for the Miami Heat, right? But here's the thing. The Heat are sitting at 6-13 as we speak right now, right? And they are the 13th best team in the East, which prompts me to ask the question that nobody else is asking, not ESPN, not Fox. What is wrong with the Miami Heat, right? Because were it any other team that was good last year, were it the Clippers, the Lakers, the Bucks, the Celtics, anybody, we would have been seeing this all over the news. But the Heat aren't what they were last year, right? And they didn't lose key free agents. They didn't lose any important guys, but their level of play came down. What's going on? And that's the question I wanted to tackle, and that's the thing I wanted to talk about today. They are 5 spots out of contention for the playoffs. And I want to talk about that. That's very startling, right? Because after that playoff run last year, after that NBA Finals appearance, I thought, okay, well, no, this is a good team. We need to take them seriously, and they're only going to get better from now on. But they did a complete 180 and did the exact opposite of that. They plummeted. And what's going on? What is going on? I could understand if they'd won the championship, right? Because normally when teams win a championship, right, coming off of that championship, they have something that's called a championship hangover, in which the team isn't as focused as they were before, and the hunger for that championship isn't what it was the year before, because, a wolf that's starving is hungrier than a wolf that's at the top. But they didn't have that. They didn't do that. They lost. I thought they were going to come back even stronger and even hungrier, that they were this close to winning that championship and couldn't get there. And they wanted to prove to everybody that they should have won the championship last year. That's the mentality that I was expecting from the Heat, because they give up, they exude that kind of energy, that dog energy, that we're gonna stick it to you and we're gonna come get what's ours. But that's not what they did, and that's just blowing my mind. And what's blowing my mind even more is nobody's talking about it. No one's talking about it. It wasn't like a fluke or anything. The team was really good. They beat a good Boston team that I think right now might be maybe 3rd, 4th, or 1st in the East, and the Milwaukee Bucks, right? That everyone praises. The Miami Heat beat them, and Miami didn't lose anybody in special and dipped, and no one's talking about it. And so I'm gonna try and diagnose what's wrong with it. So what I think is wrong with the Heat is this. Their number one player, right, Jimmy Butler, right, is struggling, right? And when he struggles, I think the team struggles because I think he's the soul of their team. He is where they get that grit, that dog, that in-your-face mentality that allowed them to go to the NBA Finals, right? And Jimmy is definitely struggling right now. As of right now, Jimmy Butler is scoring 15.8 points a game, right? And he's the crux of their team, right? And that is 2 points below his career average. So he's struggling, right? And I think that's 4 points below his average last year. Because I think he averaged like 19 points last year. So he's struggling right now. Last year he averaged 19 points. He was electric and he gave the team life in a sense that the younger guy like Tyler Hero kind of fed off that. He's a big personality. Go ask Karl Anthony Towns, go ask the Philadelphia 76ers, go ask the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's a big personality. He's someone you can't ignore. And when he's down, I think the energy goes down too. He's struggling right now and they're struggling because he's struggling. One person that takes a particular liking to Jimmy Butler is Tyler Hero, right? So Jimmy has influence in the locker room, right? And another thing is this, right? Last year, Bam Adebayo got injured, right? And he, in game 3, I forget what series it was, but he was injured in the playoffs and he couldn't play, right? And the team did really well without him. Well, now he's returned, right? Now he's returned and he's averaging something like 20 points a game, right? When he's averaging 20 points a game and Jimmy's struggling, what happens there is there's a dynamic, right? Between shot taking, who to defer to, you know, do you want to defer? Do you want to defer the ball to Bam Adebayo? Do you want to defer it to Jimmy Butler? And I think there's a whole lot of chemistry flaws going on there. They're not on the same page. They got a new guy they gotta worry about giving enough shots to, and then Jimmy's struggling, and then that messes the chemistry, and Tyler Hero is scoring a little bit more points than he was last year, so they're contemplating, should we give him more shots? Should we kind of push him into that role? And there's like chemistry issues right now, and Eric Spoelstra isn't containing that, and he isn't actually coaching it very well, right? He's a good coach, but he's not coaching it very well. I think that's the issue that's going down in Miami right now. But no, the Miami Heat are really good. Like, they have talent. Jimmy, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, they have talent. Just to name those, like those guys are good, right? And we saw it firsthand last year how good they can be, right? They're a threat when they want to be, right? It's still early in the season, so I'm still hopeful that they can turn this thing around and make it so that they can bounce back and compete in the East, right? Because the East is getting strong, man. Like, the East is strong. We got teams that are blossoming, right? Atlanta, Milwaukee, Boston, Brooklyn, if Miami could come up there, Indiana's coming up. The East is the strongest it's ever been ever since I started watching basketball, right? And I really wish and I hope Eric Spoelstra, the organization, they could somehow find a way to turn this thing around, because there's talent in the Miami Heat and I want them to do good. But aside from that, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think there's another issue that's going on that we don't know about? Is there a locker room drama? Who knows? Who knows what's going on? Just let me know down in the comments below. And aside from that, thank you guys for watching and see you next time.